Hey everyone, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons. Today, I'm very happy to be home in Philadelphia, getting back into my routine of creating daily lessons. So I'm going to be bringing you a mini lesson, a follow-up to my previous lesson on a riffy blues rock turnaround in the key of E. This time, I'm going to be showing you how to transpose it to the key of A. I got all the tabs available for you, as always, at patreon.com/swiftlessons. If you become a member there, you can gain access to tons of extra lessons, extra resources for all my popular videos. Now, let's get started with a quick demonstration. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, getting started with this mini lesson. Just as in our previous session, we're going to talk about our 12-bar blues. That way you know exactly where this technique goes in the progression. So our 12-bar blues in the key of A is going to be a 1-4-5 progression. A7, D7, and also E7. Use your chord diagrams on the screen to guide you. And we're going to structure this into a 12-bar. 4 measures or 16 beats on the A7 chord, 2 measures or 8 beats on the D7 chord. Then go back to the A7 chord for 2 measures, or 8 beats. We'll have 1 measure or 4 beats on the E7, 1 measure or 4 beats on the D7, and then we're going to have the A7 chord for 1.5 measures, then on the last 2 beats, throw in that E7 chord. So this is the 5 chord. This is the chord that tells the audience, okay, it's time to turn back around, start the whole progression over again. And it's over that final A7 to E7 change that our turnaround takes place. Okay, so for the more novice players out there, I'm going to roll through that 12-bar blues, ask that you play along with me. If you're a little bit more advanced and you want to get right into the turnaround, by all means, skip ahead. All right, getting started with our A7 chord fretted up. 1, 2, 3, 4, the A7. 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To the D7, 2 measures. And back to the A7, 2 measures. Alright, the E7, 1 measure. The D7. Alright, then the A7. This is where the turnaround goes. E7, 2. And then the whole thing would turn back around again and start over. Okay, now breaking down that turnaround riff. If you had watched my previous lesson, then you would have learned it in the key of E. Now we're basically going to be dropping it down to the floor 1 string. So now it's going to sound like this. So changing the strings and changing the chords. So that began with the A string journeying. Okay, so that's our root and our key. Then we have that same little hammer-on section. Alright, 5 hammering up to the 7 on the D string, 7, 7, then another hammer, then down to 5. So far you have. Alright, then we're going to walk down the blues scale. A string, 7, 6, 5, and then down to 3. Alright, that's where we're going to stop and practice and learn how to count. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 full measure there over an A7 chord. Okay, one more time, real slow. 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Alright, then we're going to have this last little section. Alright, 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. Get into our E7 chord. So that was 0, 0, all on the A string, 4th fret, go in major, open open D, first fret of the D string, and then right to the E note on the second fret of the D string, walking up to our E7 chord. Okay, and I'm very careful with which fingers I use as I walk up into that E7 chord shape. This is kind of the last thing that I want to point out technique-wise. It's very unconventional to use your ring finger there on the first fret, but it's a necessary thing if I want to be able to comfortably get into the E7 chord shape. So use your ring finger, first fret, and then use that same finger and fret up the E7 chord as you finish up the turnaround by hammering down onto the first fret with that E7 chord fretted up. Okay, playing through the entire turnaround now. Again, this is transpiring over top of the A7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. That E7 chord coming in for the last 2 beats. Okay, so replacing that chord change with 1, 2, 3, 4, and... And if it's the end of the tune, you might want to throw in something a little extra, very sweet. Hitting up that A13 chord, middle finger, 7th fret of the D string, first finger on the 6th fret of the G string, and the ring finger on the 7th fret of the B, strumming from the A string down. Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on a blues rock turnaround in the key of A. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much to my patrons for making these lessons possible. I got many more videos coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia, saying happy picking.